This audio content is for entertainment purpose only. There are no intentions to offend anybody, any society, entity, or government. So, please don't sue me. Enjoy. Hello world. Today is March 20th, 2022, and today's audio content will be dedicated to a topic like what's going to be considered classy in 100 years approximately. Again, I'm trying to work like I did last week when I was recording. During recording I was working on some project, and same here. I'm trying to work, and you're gonna hear the mouse clicking sound, unfortunately, but because I don't have time, I have to do these things simultaneously. How funny I'm pronouncing this word at the same time. I'm recording and working. Well, I heard I'm listening a lot of podcasts and a lot of things on YouTube, and I heard an interesting point in one of the podcasts, and I'm listening mostly, like history type of podcasts. I'm really interested. I get interested in history lately because probably because I'm getting old. So in a ballet nowadays considered to be very classy thing, very kind of high society, like very moral, very beautiful, aesthetic, and like a type of entertainment for for people with high morals, and it's like classy entertainment. It's considered nowadays. But from what I heard in another podcast, it wasn't like that all the time, because when ballet appeared first time, I don't know where that type of entertainment actually come from, but I assume it was like in the 19th century, probably middle of 19th century. I mean, in a way it is, with all those dance moves, and ever since I was little, when I was watching some kind of stuff, why I was watching that kind of thing, well, because there was nothing on. There were only 2 channels, so if there were no cartoons, I used to watch whatever was going on TV. And with those ballet thing, I was always kind of slightly, I don't know how to even explain it. I felt weird about like their costumes, especially lady ballet dancer. Male ballet dancers outfit looks ridiculous to me too. Even at that age, I understood like this is weird. And the ladies, ballet dancer ladies, wear awfully short skirt. And even by modern standards, that kind of short a skirt, short skirt is basically, well, considered to be weird too. I think nobody, yeah, it's considered nowadays classy, but like I always like, yeah, you kind of almost see the thing you're not supposed to see. And from the podcast, historical podcast, I find out that those, because the old days there were no internet, there were no newspapers, there were no magazines with that girl when ballet just how to say, the ballet, the theater where ballet dance was performed, but was only place where the men could see a naked legs of the woman, and they cannot be considered as a perverts, legally, because those old days, like it's a very conservative times, like you cannot see even skin on the leg of the lady. It was considered like very, very vulgar. If you see slightest skin on the lady, skin of the legs, and that's why old days they wear such a long skirts, long dresses, and everything was very moral. And ballet theater was basically only place where you can see, those beautiful things ladies have. Like if there were no the, what's they call it, nude bars or anything. Well, they weren't nude, but by that time I think it was considered extremely vulgar to see the ballet dancer legs that much naked. Also I find out in that podcast, ladies who were like dancers in ballet, they were considered like not very, well, I wouldn't say they were prostitutes legally, well, but how to say, those actresses, those ballet dancers, they were like, let's say it like that, they were supported by wealthy elderly gentlemen. Often they were supported by elderly wealthy gentlemen, so you can guess what was going on. And it's made me think, it's interesting, like within 100 years what's gonna be considered classy, like those now they were kind of vulgar twerking dance type twerking, and those personally I actually really like the the networking, the black taping of the body. They tape beautiful, good-looking young ladies. They tape those parts, close parts, just by a tape, and basically they just naked. They're covered just with a thin tape, black tape, and they make shows, runway shows. I think I see a lot of on YouTube. I watched those. It's in Miami, I think. So probably in different places. There are some kind of runway shows. I don't know who sponsors those things and what really a point. It's just beautiful. Maybe that's why this thing happened. And nowadays, probably for conservative person, that would be seen as a very vulgar thing, and I think there are some things like that. Probably somebody protesting them. Actually, I never seen it. That somebody ever protest those black taping of the body thing, but it is. And what was my general thought in my general conclusion? Is that correct to say? Like, what's now is nowadays is vulgar and inappropriate, probably for most people. Within 100 years, it would be probably also considered classy as a ballet nowadays. Ballet. I don't know who ever go there well, people in the city probably go there because it exists. If nobody went there, they would close it. So the thing that ballet exists, that means people still go watch those ballet shows. And that was kind of interesting to find out the origins of this ballet movement. Yeah, you can imagine old days, there is no images, there is no pictures. There were photography, but it was a rare thing, and probably you couldn't find any picture of naked woman anywhere those days, and rich wealthy people were able to see slight nudity at those theaters, ballet theaters. And the ladies, as I already told, were considered not how well, I don't want to call them prostitutes, but they were supported by wealthy rich men, sometimes even married men, and often married men used to support those ballet dancer actresses. Well, this was probably today's audio content. It's very short. I don't really know what to talk about. My girlfriend made a tattoo. I hated it. And I don't understand why young people make tattoos, because I have younger brother and younger sister, and they have tattoos too, but they have small ones. But my lady, she made a big one. Okay, it's covering good amount of her body, and I don't like it. Why? I was so against it, but she didn't listen, and she doesn't really care about my opinion. She always says I do what I want. Typical, probably spoiled girlfriend behavior. She got a snake, big snake on her body now, and that's on the parts of her body which not going to be visible most of the time. Why she did it? That make me think. You don't really need it. She thinks it's beautiful. What's beautiful in a snake? Actually, I like the tattoo of the snake in animation, called in anime, called Manuscript Ninja, something like that. I don't really know exact name of it. And in that anime there is a lady with but her tattoos are kind of alive. Well, it's a cartoon, so of course. And well, when you got nothing to say, probably you say things like that. Like not significant, not really important. Well, it was important for me, and I don't know, people just don't do them, don't make tattoos. Well, I cannot really say that. People gonna do whatever they want, especially young people. They never gonna listen. Well, excuse me. Probably that is it for this week's audio content episode. I still kinda afraid to call it real podcast. It's not a real podcast. It is just my thoughts. Hopefully one day people will be interested to listen it. Maybe some later generation, maybe within 100 years, somebody will talk about my podcast and he says he was right. Like twerking and black taping naked body is going to be considered in 100 years like very classy thing, and what's going to be considered vulgar at that time, I cannot even imagine. Probably like explicit having sex in front of the like a crowd of people will be considered vulgar, slightly vulgar. Well, at least I smiled. At least I laughed a little bit. Okay, people. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, you can always leave a mean comment on the comment section below. And until next time, bye bye.